Hey guys, this is Pat here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And today I got a few more parts in for the mill. I got a board return table, and I got this little plate here that goes on the outside wheel for the band mill. It was missing when I got the mill, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on today. So I thought it would be a good idea also to get some more. This is a piece of felt. This goes underneath the mast for the mill, and this actually oils the round tubular runner or rail that the mill runs up and down the track with. So I got another one of those because the old one is torn, but it's still working fine. And there was some wing nuts that were missing, and so I got 4 more new ones of those. I got 2 extra just in case I lose one. And of course this cover, the cover for that is Sierra 04433, and I got a spare debarker blade just in case the other one gives out on me. That part number is 021236, and that's again for the debarker with a 1/4 inch kerf. And I didn't have a handle on the outside cover for the blade wheel, and that part number, in case you're interested, is Papa 08065. And then of course I got this little lanyard. This is just a safety lanyard that goes on the wheel covers, just in case this backs off on the highway, vibrates loose, then the door won't fall off onto the highway. So it's just a security thing. I think it's a great idea. A lot of guys might take them off because they're probably a nuisance, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on there, and the number for that is 016030. So the first thing I noticed when I opened up the package is this 3/8 inch chunk of steel here is bent. That's supposed to be straight across there, but as you can see, that's bent. So instead of complaining about it to Wood Mizer, I really don't think it's their fault. I think it's the delivery people's fault. They need to handle packages a little more delicately. We've sent out a lot of packages and received a lot of packages that ended up being damaged. So this was packaged pretty well, but I don't know. People must take and throw them around or get in a hurry, I guess. Anyways, I'm going to go see if I can straighten this out on the press if you want to come along. Okay, here we are at the press, and taking some measurements, I should be able to get that up through into here. I'll show you how I'm going to try to straighten that out. Putting a thick piece of metal right here so it doesn't want to have a tendency to bend this part. Well, that sort of worked. I had to use a hammer. It didn't bend quite the way I wanted it to, but I got it pretty well. Anyway, it wouldn't have worked the way it was. Just have these square U-bolts, 4 flat washers, and 4 nylock 9/16 nuts. Take it back and pretty much take this most of this mill apart with 9/16 and 7/16 tools. Most of your guards and your shields and different things like that are a 7/16, and some of your bigger bolts are the 9/16. Just gonna leave those hand tight for now until I get this in place. So it was necessary for me to come back and loosen these up just a little bit to get those U-bolts tight so everything can kind of square up with one another. Now I'll go back over here and tighten this bolt in the back. So it still doesn't interfere with my sight bubbles. Checking the bubbles, they're all reading the same. So, i.e. the bubble on the far end of the mill reads just like this bubble does. So it's too low on the front here. And this bubble here, it shows the same on all the other bubbles along the mill. So these are actually pretty accurate for, you know, and it's not crucial that you have these mills perfectly level, but it helps to have them as level as you can. Well, and here's the little old sharpener that I got on trade. I got this from a buddy of mine. He wanted my old gutters. So I went and changed the roof on my house and put a green metal roof on it and changed all the gutters out to green. So I had all the extra gutters for my place. He has a lot fancier sharpener than this one, and so we worked out a trade where he gave me this. And so yesterday I spent most of the day, or most of the afternoon, cleaning this up, washing out the bearings, exercising everything, and running the air in a combination of WD-40, exercising, and taking a nylon brush where applicable and a stainless steel brush where applicable, and just went ahead and detailed this. Well, detail is relative. it's a lot cleaner than it was, and it seems like it works a little bit better. So everything works on this. I'm not sure how good it's going to do with the blades, but we'll find out when I go to sharpen them. The other thing that I had to do is with this, I just got a piece of 1-inch electrical conduit, steel electrical conduit, because I was missing 2 legs here. So these little arms came with it. All this is 1/2-inch electrical conduit as well. So if any one of these gets bent or whatever, a guy can just replace it with another piece of conduit, like I did with the legs. Legs are 1 inch, this is 1/2 inch. So back behind the grinder head here is a little steel bracket that these screw into. And so these support the blade as it's going around the machine. These just support the blade and keep it square with the grinder. So anyway, these were missing on this, in case you guys ever lose them or they get broke or whatever. It had a push-on nut, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with those push-on nuts, but this was not threaded. So I threaded this with a 1/4-inch 20 die and just found 3 nuts and was able to find some of these down there at the hardware store. and they fit exactly on here. There's some washers here that I added to it to stand it off of where the blade is going to actually rest on this portion here, and then the blade just kind of rests on that and rolls around this Teflon bushing here. I did that to all three support arms that come up. Then you have one that screws to the back of the machine on the back of the grinder, and so the blade just loops around and goes and rests in this channel right here for support when the grinder comes down and sharpens the blade. So this is the other device that he gave me along with the sharpener, and this is a setter for the blades that offsets your teeth. So every time you sharpen a tooth, it loses a little bit of set. So this puts the set back in there. You can run the set however you want. And cleaned this up yesterday, and I found this right in here. These two pivot points, actually these three pivot points, were very sloppy and in bad shape. Cleaning it up did wonders as well. This piston that runs back in here, I exercised that. I still need to put like maybe some lubricant in here, but I washed it all down with WD-40 and blew it off. Since then I've done some planing in the shop and got things dusty. What I want to do is make some new pins for in here. I took a ball peen hammer, so I took a body tool, and then I just tapped lightly on this just to where it tightened it up a little bit more. So I'm going to leave this in place, but I'm going to replace these two pins, see if my gauge remains constant. So that'll be another video. Well, so what did I learn on this? It's good to keep all the bolts loose, and I did that in the beginning, but if I was to do it all over again, I think I would leave those loose, tighten these up as I go along, exercise this back and forth till I get those U-bolts a little bit more in line, because it's really hard to determine where all that comes into play. Got a new handle for this cover panel. This is on the outside for the log loading side of the mill. These are just a 1/4 inch driver. Well, this little plate, I actually ordered this. It didn't come with any fasteners. Well, of course I didn't order any fasteners. So I guess in Wood Mizer's defense, I should have ordered fasteners if I wanted them. But anyway, I had some 7/16 inch stainless bolts and nuts that'll work perfectly for this. So no harm, no foul. I actually have some shorter ones. These aren't stainless, but they'll work a lot better because they're a little shorter. Less apt to get in trouble as the shorter. I think they're actually just a perfect length. Just to run the nylock washers onto and lock into place. So I use these instead. I also straightened out the log lifting arm. It was bent in, so I took a 20-ton bottle jack and put it down here on this end of the mill and put a board back behind here. I elevated this arm a little bit so there'd be good contact right here where this weld was, and so I could take the bottle jack, and then I got a 4x6 and put it in between the end of the bottle jack and right in here. So this leg here was bent this way and actually just barely touching the inside of this channel iron, and so I jacked that bottle jack to where it straightened this this leg back out. I wasn't sure that was going to happen with this, looks like 3/4 inch steel. That worked out pretty good. Thanks for stopping by. Take care and God bless.